welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to blend two images using a slider with OpenCV. So let's get started. So here you can see I have a slider. These are the two images which I want to blend, and if I just move my slider, here you can see I'm able to blend those two images. So this is how it works. So hopefully you got the point. So first I have created a simple application using Vite. You can use any web framework if you feel like. I'm just using normal TypeScript and normal vanilla HTML CSS. So I have created a project using this particular command over here. It will ask you some questions like select a framework. I have just selected vanilla framework, and in language I have used TypeScript. I'm not using JavaScript. Okay, that's all, and you just have to do npm install and then run npm run dev. It will start your application. Now what you need to do is you need to go to this particular URL over here to see what the latest of OpenCV version is. So currently at the time of me recording it is 4.12.0. okay, then you have to go to this particular URL over here, docs.opencv.org/ whatever is the latest version. Currently it is 4.12.0, that's why I have entered 4.12.0 / opencv.js, and it will give you the JavaScript file. Now inside your application, so this is the application. I have made few changes. So firstly, inside the public folder I have added the two images which I am using. Okay, then by default you will see this main.ts inside the src folder. I have moved it outside the src folder because we need to use this TypeScript definition files which I have created manually as well, because this OpenCV. So first what you need to do is move this main.ts outside the src folder. Okay, and I have created this file called opencv.js. Now inside this opencv.js, just copy paste this entire content which you see and paste it over here inside this file. So it is quite a long file, almost 10,000 lines of code. So just paste it over here. Now given that we are using TypeScript, we need to write the type definitions as well. So I have not written the entire OpenCV type definitions. I have only written the ones which we will be using in this particular code. So even I am not good with type definitions, I have asked ChatGPT to create these type definitions for me. So you have to, this is required only if you are using TypeScript. This is not required if you are using JavaScript. Okay, but I like type definition, otherwise you have to use any everywhere else. So just copy paste this particular code. Like I said, I have copied it from I have asked ChatGPT to create all the type definitions for me. So don't worry too much about it even if you don't understand. So here we are using the IamRead, IamShow, add weighted methods right from OpenCV. Based on that I have created asked ChatGPT to create type definitions for me and gave me all this particular code. We are also using this mat type, that's why. So hopefully things are clear. Then inside index.html, all I have done is that firstly here we are loading our opencv.js file inside the head. Okay, then here we are displaying our first image. This is our second image. Then I have taken an input for our slider, and to display the output from OpenCV we have to use canvas. That's why I have used canvas over here. Then here we are loading our main.ts file as well. Okay, so inside main.ts, firstly we are getting hold of our first image element. This is the second image element. Then we are getting hold of our canvas. Then here is our slider as well. Then here I have declare CV of type any. So to get actual OpenCV, as soon as the document content is loaded, then we have to do cv dot then get cv2 out of it. And here you can see I have defined OpenCV of type CV types. So if you see over here, where exactly, so here I think, yeah, so here you can see declare namespace CV types. So that's what I have defined over here, and I have defined src1 and src2 as well of type this particular types. Okay, so if you see the mat class has been defined it over here. So once we get cv2, we use OpenCV over here. So this is the new way. I think this was introduced in OpenCV 4.10 or 4.11. Previously we used to do via separate way, but now we have to use something like this. I think they have moved to promises, so that's why we have to use like this. Then here we do opencv.imread. We have using the imread function, and we are passing the first image element, and here we are passing the second image element which we have defined at the top. Once this has been loaded, then inside the slider, as soon as the slider changes, I'm just checking if src1 and src2 are not equal to null, and if they are, then we first get the alpha value. of the slider dot value divided by slider dot max. Then we do get the beta value 1.0 minus alpha. Then here we define a new mat. Okay, then we do OpenCV dot add weighted function. If you remember, we added the type for it over here as well, and we pass src1, then the alpha, src2, then beta, then this is 0. Here we pass dst, and this should be -1, and then we just do OpenCV dot imshow canvas element passing out dst, and at the end we delete our dst as well. Also, make sure once you are done with your application, or once the user quits the application, I'm not sure what the event name is, just we have DOM content loaded, right? Once, as soon as our application is loaded or displayed to the user, there must be some event once the user like dismisses our application. In that case, you can do src1 dot delete and src2 dot delete as well, just like we are using dst dot delete. You can't write src1 dot delete inside this particular file, because we are still using src1 and src2 inside this particular slider. That's why, otherwise you will get error. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Thank you for watching. Bye.